right now. A hidden danger is quietly spreading through America's food system. Most people won't notice until it's too late. Shelves look full today, but several key survival foods are already slipping into shortage mode and will be gone before February 2026 if the current trend continues. I've spent months tracking these patterns, speaking with insiders, digging through data supermarkets don't want you to see, and what I uncovered is alarming. In fact, item number 7 will shock you because almost nobody realizes how close it is to disappearing. Pay attention, your window to prepare is closing fast. Number 1, rice, dry pasta, oats. Every crisis in history has proven one truth. When systems fail, staples become survival. And in an economic collapse or severe winter disruption, the items that vanish first are always the simple, dependable foods that keep you full, warm, and stable when everything else becomes uncertain. That is why your foundation must begin with 3 essentials: rice, dry pasta, and oats. These are not just cheap fillers. They are the backbone of long-term resilience. The quiet protectors that allow you to stretch every can, every ounce of protein, and every dollar when shelves grow thin and deliveries slow down. Rice alone can transform a bare pantry into a functioning kitchen, adding bulk, stability, and hours of sustained energy. When storms halt transportation or inflation drives fresh foods out of reach, rice becomes your emergency shield. Dry pasta serves the same purpose: simple to cook, forgiving, and versatile. When power outages hit or fuel is limited, a single pot of boiling water can turn pasta into a full, comforting meal that pairs with anything you have left: canned meat, vegetables, beans, or even just a little seasoning. And oats, often underestimated, become your morning lifeline during hard times. They store effortlessly, hold their nutrition, and provide steady energy when your body needs warmth and strength to push through cold, stressful days. Together, these 3 staples give you something far more valuable than food control. They stabilize your meals, extend your supplies, and protect your family from the shockwaves of shortages. This chapter isn't just about buying ingredients. It's about building the bedrock of your preparedness. Start by adding a few bags of rice, pasta, and oats to your pantry today. Because when others are scrambling in panic, you'll already have what you need to stay calm, fed, and firmly ahead of the crisis. Number 2, canned beans, dry beans, lentils. In every economic downturn, every winter storm, every supply chain failure, one category of food quietly becomes the difference between staying nourished and going hungry: beans and legumes. These are the powerhouse foods that carry you through the hardest days, delivering protein, fiber, iron, and long-lasting energy when meat becomes expensive, scarce, or simply unavailable. And the people who understand real preparedness, especially those over 50 who have lived through previous disruptions, know that canned beans, dry beans, and lentils form the true nutritional core of any survival plan. Canned beans are your immediate lifeline. When power is limited, when weather makes cooking difficult, when you simply need something fast, canned beans require no prep whatsoever. Open the can, warm it if you can, and you have a complete filling meal that stabilizes your energy and keeps hunger from creeping in during stressful days. Dry beans, on the other hand, are your long-term insurance. Stored in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, they can last decades, literally outliving most pantry items. For just a few dollars, you secure years of reliable nutrition that won't spoil, won't degrade, and won't vanish when the economy tightens its grip. Lentils complete the trio. They cook faster than any bean, require minimal fuel, and create hearty meals in minutes, a critical advantage when you're exhausted, cold, or facing limited resources. Their fast cooking time alone makes them priceless in emergencies. Together, these legumes carry you through scenarios where grocery shelves empty, budgets shrink, or deliveries stall for days. They fill the gaps when meat is unaffordable and fresh vegetables disappear. They keep your meals balanced, your body strong, and your stockpile meaningful. Add canned beans for convenience, dry beans for longevity, and lentils for speed. Build this trio into your pantry now, because in the middle of a crisis, they are always the first to vanish and the hardest to replace. Number 3, canned meat, tuna, salmon, canned bacon. When an economic collapse tightens its grip or winter storms paralyze transportation, the grocery aisle that empties faster than any other is the meat section. Fresh meat simply cannot survive power outages, delivery delays, or price spikes, but canned meat, tuna, salmon, and canned bacon can. These are the proteins that remain stable when everything else becomes unreliable. The silent defenders that keep you nourished when freezers fail and stores shut their doors without warning. Canned meat is more than a convenience item. It is the last dependable source of protein when cold weather knocks out electricity or when inflation pushes fresh meat beyond reach. A single can of chicken or beef can turn rice, pasta, or potatoes into a complete, warming meal that restores strength during the harshest conditions. Tuna and salmon bring another layer of survival value, long shelf life, essential fats, and critical nutrients that older adults especially rely on to maintain immunity and energy. These canned proteins require almost no preparation, making them vital during moments when your home is cold, dark, and you only have minutes to create something sustaining. And then there is canned bacon, the morale booster. In long crises, food isn't just about survival, it's about keeping your spirit alive. A small amount of canned bacon adds flavor, richness, and comfort to otherwise plain meals, lifting morale in ways that matter deeply when stress and scarcity drag you down. Each of these items carries its own purpose: stability, nutrition, emotional reassurance. But together, they form the protein backbone that keeps you strong when fresh options disappear. This chapter exists to remind you that protein is not optional during a crisis. It is the fuel your body depends on to endure cold, fatigue, and uncertainty. Start building a supply of canned meat, tuna, salmon, and a few cans of bacon today. Because when the next shock hits, these shelves will empty firsthand. Those who prepared early will be the ones who stay steady while everyone else scrambles. Number 4, canned soup and instant potatoes in every major crisis. Whether it's an economic downturn, a deep freeze, or a sudden power outage, the foods that become priceless are the ones that deliver warmth, comfort, and completeness with almost no effort. That is why canned soups and instant potatoes are essential in any serious survival plan. When your home grows cold, when you're exhausted from stress, or when your kitchen supplies run thin, these two items create meals that feel safe, steady, and satisfying, even in the middle of chaos. Canned soup is one of the most underrated emergency foods in America. It is fully cooked, nutritionally balanced, and requires only a few minutes of heat to transform into a hot meal that brings your body back to life. In winters, when storms knock out power or roads stay frozen for days, canned soup becomes a lifeline protein. Vegetables, broth, and warmth, all in a single can. Older adults especially benefit from its ease. No complicated cooking, no long prep, no need for fresh ingredients. Instant potatoes serve a different but equally powerful purpose. They are the fastest way to produce a filling, energizing meal when your energy is low or your resources are limited. Just hot water is enough to create a bowl of warmth that keeps your stomach full and your strength stable. Unlike instant noodles, they are gentler on the body and far more suitable for long-term use, especially during high-stress seasons when your body burns calories rapidly. These two items also work perfectly with other stockpile foods, as a canned meat to soup, mix potatoes with vegetables, or combine both with rice to create hearty, diverse meals that stretch supplies further than you ever imagined. In an economic collapse, comfort becomes more than a luxury. It becomes emotional fuel. Warm meals calm fear, anchor your mindset, and remind you that you are still in control. Add a variety of canned soups and a few boxes of instant potatoes to your pantry now. Because when the next storm hits, they will be worth more than anyone realizes, till it's too late. Number 5, powdered milk and honey. When an economic collapse tightens its hold and winter storms disrupt everything from trucking routes to household power, one category of food becomes more valuable than almost anything else: shelf-stable dairy and natural energy sources. This is where powdered milk and honey rise as two of the most strategic items you can store. They aren't just substitutes for fresh foods, they are long-lasting, nutrient-dense anchors that fill nutritional gaps when the modern supply chain breaks down. Powdered milk is one of the most overlooked survival essentials, yet it becomes indispensable the moment fresh milk disappears from stores, which often happens within hours during storms or delivery failures. It provides calcium, protein, and vitamin D. nutrients that older adults especially need to maintain bone strength, immunity, and energy through harsh months. Unlike fresh milk, it doesn't spoil in a blackout, requires no refrigeration, and can be used in countless ways. Drinking, oatmeal, soups, baking, or turning simple staples like rice and potatoes into richer, more satisfying meals. Honey, on the other hand, is the only food in your pantry that truly never expires. Its natural antibacterial properties and low moisture content make it immortal. A jar you buy today will still be perfectly safe decades from now. During cold weather, when coughs and throat irritation are common, honey becomes both food and medicine. A single spoonful offers quick, stable energy and comfort, something especially important when stress and scarcity weaken your body. Many people mistakenly throw away honey when it crystallizes, not knowing it can be restored easily with warm water. Together, powdered milk and honey provide a rare combination of longevity, nutrition, comfort, and reliability. They help maintain your health, elevate simple meals, and ensure you never feel depleted during long stretches of hardship. Add a large can of powdered milk and a quality jar of honey to your stockpile today, because when supply lines falter and fresh foods vanish, these two items will be the quiet strength that keeps your household steady and nourished. Number 6. Peanut butter and fats. When economies weaken and prices surge, the first nutrient people unintentionally cut from their diets is the one their body needs the most during stress and cold: healthy fats. An economic freeze or a winter storm that shuts down entire regions, foods rich in natural fats become essential for survival. That is why peanut butter and other shelf-stable fats must be part of your preparedness core. These items aren't luxuries, they're concentrated fuel, delivering the calories and warmth your body depends on when conditions turn harsh and unpredictable. Peanut butter, especially, is a quiet powerhouse. Just one spoonful provides instant energy, stable blood sugar, and enough calories to keep you warm when your body burns through fuel faster in the cold. It doesn't spoil easily. It doesn't require refrigeration. And it works with nearly every other survival food you have. Spread it on crackers, stir it into oatmeal, mix it with honey, or simply eat it straight when you need a quick lift. For older adults, choosing natural or low-sugar peanut butter is critical to maintain heart health and avoid unnecessary additives during long periods of limited food variety. Beyond peanut butter, having a reliable shelf-stable fat like vegetable oil, ghee, or coconut oil ensures you can cook, saute, and increase the caloric value of your meals. In any prolonged emergency, calories become as important as nutrients. Fats stretch your food supply, add flavor, and make simple meals more comforting and satisfying. When in times of economic crisis, when meat and dairy become expensive or unavailable, fats become one of the few ways to keep your body fueled and resilient. The biggest mistake people make is underestimating how fast fats disappear during shortages. Do not wait until prices spike again. Add jars of natural peanut butter and at least one long-lasting cooking fat to your stockpile today. When the next disruption hits, these items will give you the strength, energy, and stability to push through each difficult day. Number 7. Canned vegetables and canned fruit. When economic instability collides with harsh winter weather, the first foods to vanish from grocery shelves are always the ones your body depends on most: fruits and vegetables. Fresh produce cannot survive transportation delays, frozen highways, or sudden price spikes. But canned vegetables and canned fruit can? These shelf-stable essentials protect your health when the modern food system grows fragile, giving you the vitamins, minerals, and fiber that keep your immune system strong during times of stress and uncertainty. Canned vegetables are your nutritional shield. Many people underestimate them. Studies consistently show they retain 80 to 90% of their nutrients, making them a reliable replacement when fresh greens are impossible to find. Low-sodium options give you the vitamins A, K, and minerals your body needs to stay balanced, especially for older adults whose immune systems weaken more quickly in cold weather. A single can of carrots, peas, or green beans can turn a bland meal of rice or pasta into a complete nourishing dish that restores strength and keeps hunger stable. Canned fruit plays an equally critical role, serving as your emergency source of vitamin C and natural energy when fresh apples, oranges, or berries disappear overnight. During shortages, produce aisles empty within 24 hours, leaving households vulnerable to fatigue, weakened immunity, and nutrient deficiencies. But canned fruit and juice, or no sugar-added varieties, preserves essential nutrients and provides a quick, uplifting boost when your body is worn down. These items are more than side dishes. They re-your defense against the silent damage of poor nutrition during long crises. They help your body fight illness, maintain energy, and stay emotionally grounded when meals become repetitive and resources grow thin. Stock up on a wide variety of canned vegetables and fruits now, because when the economy falters and winter shuts down roads, these simple cans will be the difference between merely surviving and staying truly nourished through the toughest days ahead. Number 8, canned beans revisit, lentils revisit, and egg alternatives in a true economic or winter crisis. Survival often comes down to one thing: speed. The speed at which you can prepare food, speed at which you can get calories into your system, and the speed at which you can adapt when the situation around you changes without warning. That is why this chapter focuses on building your emergency supply of fast-protein food items that keep you strong when time, power, and energy are limited. Here, canned beans, lentils, and egg alternatives form a critical trio that can carry you through the toughest days. Canned beans return in this chapter because they one of the few foods you can eat straight from the can during blackouts or extreme cold. When you're exhausted, when you can't cook, or when fuel is scarce, canned beans become instant survival. They provide protein, fiber, and enough calories to stabilize your energy when your body is burning through resources faster than usual. Lentils, meanwhile, are the miracle food of emergencies. Unlike dry beans, they don't require soaking, long boiling times, or large amounts of fuel. Lentils cook quickly, even in low heat, making them perfect for moments when you're rationing gas, wood, or electricity. They create hearty stews, soups, and simple mixes that provide warmth and strength when every calorie counts. Egg alternatives, such as powdered eggs or shelf-stable egg, mixes add another powerful layer to your crisis pantry. Fresh eggs spoil quickly during outages, but powdered eggs give you protein, versatility, and reliability without refrigeration. They can be mixed into potatoes, added to rice, thickened into soups, or scrambled with canned vegetables to create meals that feel complete even when supplies are running low. These fast protein foods are not about convenience, they're about survival efficiency. They help you stay nourished when circumstances force you to work with minimal tools, minimal heat, and minimal time. Start assembling a dedicated quick protein bin in your pantry today. Because when the crisis hits hardest, the foods that cook fastest will be the ones that keep you going. Number 9. How to store everything right. No matter how much food you stockpile, it only becomes true security if you store it correctly. In an economic downturn or a winter crisis, losing your supplies to moisture, pests, or spoilage is more than an inconvenience, it's a direct threat to your survival plan. That is why storage, rotation, and simple organization are just as important as the foods themselves. This chapter is your blueprint for protecting every dollar you invest and every calorie you depend on when times get hard. The first rule is simple: control air, light, and moisture. Dry goods like rice, oats, and beans should never stay in flimsy paper or thin plastic packaging. Move them into airtight jars, sturdy containers, or Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. This extends shelf life by years and prevents insects from destroying your supply. Canned goods need cool, stable temperatures, not garages that freeze in winter or attics that overheat in summer. The second rule is rotation. Use the FIFO method: first in, first out. Label every item with the month and year so that nothing sits forgotten in the back of a shelf. A crisis isn't the time to discover expired soup or damaged cans. Rotation ensures your food stays fresh, safe, and ready when you need it most. The third rule is organization. Create simple categories: proteins, vegetables, grains, fats, and comfort foods. Not only does this make daily cooking easier, but it helps you instantly see what's running low and what still needs strengthening. Even a small notebook or phone list can prevent wasted money and prevent you from accidentally doubling up on the wrong items. When you store your supplies properly, your stockpile becomes more than food. It becomes insurance. Insurance against inflation, against shortages, against the uncertainty waiting outside your door. Take one afternoon this week to inspect your pantry, repackage what needs protection, and label everything clearly. That single step will move you closer to real preparedness than almost anything else you can do. Number 10, honey, canned bacon. Comfort mixes when a crisis drags on, whether it's an economic collapse, a long winter freeze, or months of rising prices. The biggest threat isn't always hunger. Sometimes it's exhaustion, discouragement, and emotional burnout. That's why every smart survival plan includes more than just calories and nutrients. It includes morale foods, the items that lift your spirit, restore your motivation, and make the hardest days feel just a little more bearable. In this chapter, we return to two powerful examples, honey and canned bacon, along with small comfort additions that keep your household emotionally steady. Honey is more than a sweetener. In the cold, when stress tightens your chest and energy levels crash, a spoonful of honey becomes a quick warming boost that helps your mind refocus. Its natural antibacterial properties soothe sore throats, its slow-release energy stabilizes your mood, and its virtually eternal shelf life makes it a security blanket in any pantry. Canned bacon plays a different but equally important role. It boosts morale. When meals grow repetitive or supplies start to feel limited, just a few pieces of bacon can transform bland food into something comforting and deeply satisfying. Flavor matters during crises. A richer taste, a smoky aroma, or a familiar favorite can anchor your emotions and give you a moment of relief in otherwise stressful conditions. Adding inexpensive comfort items, tea cocoa powder, small seasoning blends can make a surprising difference in your morale. These items don't just improve meals, they improve your mindset. And mindset is survival. People think preparedness is only about calories and shelf life, but long-term resilience depends on emotional strength. A household that feels comforted is a household that endures. So as you build your stockpile, don't overlook the foods that make you smile, relax, or take a deep breath. Add honey, canned bacon, and a couple of comforting extras today. When the world outside feels heavy, these small items will help you stay steady, hopeful, and ready to face whatever comes next. Number 11, Short-Term Kit, 30/90ths, 365-day strategy, and final checklist. Preparation only becomes real when you turn individual items into a clear survival strategy, one that protects you not just for a week or a month, but through any economic shock or winter disaster that threatens your stability. This final chapter brings everything together: your staples, proteins, vitamins, fats, comfort foods, and shows you how to build a structured plan that keeps your household secure no matter what happens next. The first step is creating a short-term kit for immediate disruptions. This includes canned soups, canned beans, instant potatoes, peanut butter, canned vegetables, and a few proteins like tuna or chicken. These are your rapid response meals, foods that require minimal cooking, minimal fuel, and deliver fast calories during blackouts, storms, or sudden grocery shortages. The second step is your 30-day stockpile, built around rice, pasta, oats, lentils, dry beans, powdered milk, honey, and cooking fats. These items stretch meals farther, restore nutrition, and provide the stability your body needs when fresh food disappears and prices spike overnight. The third step is your long-term foundation, the foods that last years and rarely need replacing. Mylar-packed rice and beans, honey, canned meats, and shelf-stable fats belong here. These form your safety net during prolonged economic downturns, when every trip to the store feels more uncertain. Build your supply gradually. Add a little each time you shop, track what you use, rotate what you store, and adjust your plan as your household's needs evolve. Preparedness isn't about fear, it's about control. It's about knowing that no matter how unpredictable the world becomes, you have already taken action to protect your future. As you complete this final chapter, remember that your stockpile is more than food. It is security, confidence, and a promise you've made to yourself and your family. You will not be caught unprepared. Start strengthening your plan today. Every step you take now becomes peace of mind when the next crisis arrives. In a world where prices rise overnight, storms shut down entire cities, and supply chains fail without warning, hoping things will get better is not a strategy. Preparation is. Every item you add to your stockpile strengthens your security and protects your family from chaos. Start today, one small step, one smart purchase, one layer of safety at a time. Your future depends on the actions you take right now, before the next crisis arrives without mercy.